Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my August 2025 reading vlog. So, it is exactly halfway through the month and this is my first update that I'm giving you. Whoops! So for my 100 Epic Reads of a Lifetime reading poster, I read A Wrinkle in Time by Madeline. It was the audiobook, so it was only 6 hours. I talk more about it, of course, in my vlog dedicated to the poster, but I gave the book 3 stars. This month I have also read some comics, I guess. So I read Batman Whatever Happened to the Caped Crusader by Neil Gaiman and Andy Kubert, and I did not enjoy this one as much. I'm not a huge fan of this style of writing, especially just the all the villains go to Batman's funeral and talk about him in different ways, because Batman is an all-encapsulating character with different perspective each time. It was boring for me. And then I also read Batman Battle for the Cowl by Tony S. Daniel, which I thought was crazy, wacky, fun. I had a lot more fun with this one, so this one got 3 stars from me. As for the book I am currently reading, I am reading Atalanta by Jennifer Saint. Atalanta was a woman who was abandoned by her family as a baby. She was raised by a she-bear, and then Artemis took her in, and she grew up in the woods with all of the forest nymphs. And then Artemis sends her off to go join Jason and the Argonauts in their quest for the Golden Fleece. So far she is already on the quest with the Argonauts, and it is an alright story so far. I will probably have more to say the more I get into it. It is a fairly short novel, so far not too much to complain about, but I think I'll have more to discuss by the end. So yeah, that's my month so far. Very quick check-in, at the beginning of the video, so of course stay tuned for my further thoughts and what I will be reading next. Hopefully I read a lot more this month than what I have already read so far, so stay tuned. Hi there. It is not a good day for me, so it is the perfect time for me to do my reading update. So I have finished Atalanta by Jennifer Saint, and I am giving the book 3 stars. It was perfectly fine for what it is, and I would highly recommend it for those who are interested in learning about the character and learning a different perspective for the Jason and the Argonauts story. However, once again, for me, it was just not something that added to the myth. It is just, once again, as the genre says, just a retelling. And I mean that literally, because this book was just a vehicle for all of the other characters to tell Atalanta, who was not really grown up in society. She grew up in the forest with all the nymphs. It is just an excuse to tell her all of these stories of ancient Greek myth. So Atalanta would meet a certain character, and then another character would lean in and go, "This is blank. Their big story is that they did this." And then they tell her the entire myth verbally. And I just think that that is not a fun way both to introduce people to the idea of a Greek myth, and also in the story itself, in universe, a reason to do exposition. As for what Atalanta did within the story itself of the Argonauts, I thought she did a good job. It was a good perspective to follow. As the only female on the Argo, it was a really, really interesting idea to show her interacting with the rest of the Argonauts, and then eventually being introduced to Medea, Jason's future wife, and her feelings on that, etc. However, it was just not a story that did anything brand new to surprise me. But like I said, I have a partial university degree in Greek myth, so I am just, looking for something to change what I already know. So if you know nothing about these myths, sure, go ahead and read this instead of reading ancient Greek plays if you feel that is not to your interest. So yeah, once again, another Greek myth retelling that is just fine. I want to find another one that I really enjoy. It's why I keep reading them. But anyway, I then read 2 more comics that are following in line with the idea that Batman is currently dead. And the first one is Batman and Robin, Batman Reborn by Grant Morrison. It's getting 2 stars from me. It is really hard to follow Grant Morrison's storytelling. There is just not a lot of cohesion and not a follow through with the plot. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and you are just along for the ride, and it's just not something that I really gravitate towards, but I am still trying to read my way through this. I'm trying. And I also read Streets of Gotham Volume 1, Hush Money by Paul Dini. It's the storyline where Tommy Elliott, who has done plastic surgery to look like Bruce, comes back, and everyone thinks he is Bruce coming back, and so he uses that to his advantage in the current point where Bruce is not there. And I think it is way more interesting. I think Paul Dini does an excellent job writing each individual character, and he obviously has a plot that you can understand and go through. So I enjoyed that one better. It's getting 3 stars for me. I really like the idea of Hush coming back to pretend to be Bruce Wayne. I think that's really funny and an interesting way to use Hush. So yeah, that is my month so far. I have also tried to start Graveyard Shift by M.L Rio like twice, but I have been working so much this month. I hate it. I have no time for anything, which is why the vlog is so short and so nothing. But anyway, I have been working too much, and I don't have time to read a 100-page short story. So that's the amount of fun that I've been having this month. It's great. It's awesome. So yeah, that is my update currently. Stay tuned for probably a very, very, very quick wrap up and not much else clips, so stay tuned. Okay, so here we are at the final wrap-up. My mom is downstairs, so we have to be a little bit quiet. So for this month, I didn't read too many books. For my 100 Epic Reads of a Lifetime poster, I read Wrinkle in Time by Madeline, and I gave that 3 stars. It is a very simple YA story about time travel and learning to be hopeful in a world of political apathy. And of course my tripod just broke, so we're going to do the rest of this handheld, so that's fun. So yeah, Wrinkle in Time was alright for what it was, and it was nice and short, so I'm glad to have gotten it off of the poster. Next I read Atalanta by Jennifer Saint, and I'm only going to be giving the book 2 stars because it didn't really add anything new to the myths that I was already aware of with her. However, if you've never read her story and you're curious, sure, check this out. I then finally read Graveyard Shift by M.L Rio, and I'm giving that 2 stars because nothing happened in it. It was just the cast of characters revealing some, like, evil science that somebody was doing. There was no intrigue and no interesting character work, and there was no interesting payoff. Nothing scary even happened, and there was no thematic tie-in, so it just felt like kind of a waste of time, and it just felt like the opening and then the ending of a novel. So not a lot there for me to enjoy. For comics this month, I read Batman and Robin, Batman Reborn by Grant Morrison. As I've said before, I don't really enjoy their work very much. I don't really, like, connect to it or really understand what's going on in it. So that one got 2 stars. I also read Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader by Neil Gaiman, and that one got 2 stars as well. I just don't like that sort of storytelling, where it is just everyone telling stories about how great Batman is without having a proper story about Batman. I then read Battle for the Cowl by Tony S. Daniel, and that one got 3 stars because I really liked the story of Jason taking the Batman suit and being evil as Batman while Dick is struggling to figure out if he can be good as Batman at all. I really liked that arc, but I thought that it didn't end very well. It ended with some different story that they were doing, and I didn't like that. I then read the 3 volumes of the Paul Dini Batman Streets of Gotham. I read Volume 1, Hush Money, Volume 2, Leviathan, and Volume 3, House of Hush. They are getting 3 stars, all respectively. I think Paul Dini is a very good comic writer and good at writing episodic stories while tying into the narrative in a very good way. They were all right. Like I said, I liked the idea of Tommy Elliot being Bruce Wayne, like pretending to be him while Bruce was gone, but I just did not like the ending story very much with the mob guy and Tommy Elliot being involved in that. So that was it. That was my reading month. I did not like this month for many, many reasons. Just bad luck all around. My mood sucked really, really bad, and I did not have any fun. So here is to the fall season next month. I hope fall is better on me. Our weather is already turning cooler, so I'm happy about that. And hopefully my mood improves next month and I make a better video as a result. I apologize that this video is so short and so moody. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next month. Bye-bye.